I'd like to introduce you to the mighty George Farmer. No, not the legendary Everton player, the band hailing from just north of Liverpool. The mighty George Farmer are a 4-piece indie rock band who released their debut album, That Northern Grit, independently in October 2020. And since then, they've steadily been releasing new material, including new singles, Cactus Rays and Let's Have a Drink, which we're going to play very shortly, both taken from their brand new album, Passion and Fact. 2023 promises to be a big year with gigs already lined up in Liverpool, London and in Brighton. So joining me now from the mighty George Farmer is Sully. Sully, welcome to the Sunday Show here on Mersey Radio. Are you okay?
Hello, thanks very much for having me.
Oh, not at all. Did you have a winner on the National, or like mine, is it still running around the track?
Yeah, no, just now another year goes by.
One year I'm going to put a bet on, and it's going to romp home, and I'm just going to go to the bar and go, right, all the drinks on me. But that aside, first of all, I'm going to pass it over to you for a moment, just to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about the mighty George Farmer.
Yeah, so Sully from the band, the mighty George Farmer, started off as a solo act, I suppose, really, and then around about 2021, 22, towards the end of 21 into 22, a couple of lineup changes as you do, I suppose, and then we finally sort of settled on the lineup that we have at the moment. So we're a 4-piece, gigging all over the place, really.
So we mentioned just a bit off air, you've actually been on my radar for a couple of years. An album called That Northern Grit came out, it was like 2 years ago. Your most recent addition to your repertoire was Passion and Fact. We're going to play a track off that called Let's Have a Drink. What can you say about Let's Have a Drink? What was the inspiration behind the track? How did it come about?
I think the main sort of theme of it's the working week, and whether you're a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 or whether you're a shift worker or anything in between, you get to that point where you're looking forward, you're counting down the hours to the end of the week or to the end of your pattern, and you just want to go switch your head off, forget the pressures and the struggles of modern life, really. I just go to the bar, go to the pub, wherever. And I mean, if you listen to the lyrics, it's pretty much shines through, really. So that's kind of the inspiration for it. I think it's always been something I've done since I started getting into working full time, really. So it's always been there for me, and I knew that there was a bit of a theme developing for the album, and it was a combination of, or a contrast, really, of dealing with the pressures of work and juggling life, but at the same time, the flip side to that was the social and the fun time of going to the pub, really. And I don't think I can get through it speaking about the band without mentioning Cactus Rays, a place down on the wharf near to where we live in Bersco. I suppose that's really where the inspiration came from for that as well, really, as a lot of the stuff does, to be honest. So yeah, just a huge release of a track, really, which I think resonates with a lot of people because of the lyrical content.
So you mentioned there the mighty George Farmer's a 4-piece band, and I've got to ask about your process for writing. Is it a case of there's 4 songwriters who basically come together and all kind of bring a little bit to the table, or is there one main songwriter who comes up with all the ideas?
The short answer to the question, it's me that writes them. So I'm the writer, the lyrics and the music, and the lads are great with that. But as the band evolves and as we've sort of progressed, it's often in rehearsals, really. We find time to throw a few ideas at each other. So traditionally, and everything that's come out so far has been crafted by myself, and then I sit down with the lads and we work out how we're going to play it live and put on the live show. But the way that things are evolving, some of the stuff that we've collectively come up with is great, it's fantastic. So I can easily see that over the coming months, probably into next year, we will probably change a little bit. We probably evolve a little bit into how we do. It won't just be me sitting down and writing stuff. I think we will come up collectively as a band and start doing that as well.
So as a songwriter, I always like to ask, who's on your Mount Rushmore of songwriters? Who's your songwriting icons?
I'd say, I would have to say Kelly Jones of the Stereophonics. I'd say him more than anyone, to be honest. But one of the things that gets brought up quite a lot when people listen to the music is they try to, one of the questions you get asked is, who do you sound like? You try to put the band out there and they say, well, that's great, but who do you sound like? And it's a very hard question to answer, and a lot of people that I speak to about it don't seem to be able to put us into a particular box. Well, they sound like these or they sound like these, which is strange because, as I say, Kelly Jones and the Stereophonics are a band that I've listened to for a long time, blown away by Kelly's songwriting. So there must be, I must have taken a lot of inspiration from him, but it doesn't necessarily sound like, I don't think you'd listen to it and automatically say there's a clear influence there from Kelly Jones, but Kelly Jones definitely stands out as a main inspiration, I think, from just what I've listened to over the years.
I must say, Kelly Jones is a really underrated songwriter. I'm a big fan of the Stereophonics. Very, very early on in their sort of the Performance and Cocktails and Where Gets Around, there was a great, just a whole collection of turns of phrase and that kitchen sink drama and all those kind of stories that he brought in the music, and onto his more current stuff. He's got a bit of a side project going on at the moment, which is very Americana based, but obviously being from Merseyside, a lot of people say you're John Lennon and you're Paul McCartney's and that kind of stuff, but it's so refreshing to hear someone to say, people like Kelly Jones, a very contemporary songwriter, and again, I'm a massive fan of his. I've got to ask as well, are you on social media if you want to hear more like what we hear? How can we get in touch? Yeah,
the social media, I'd say that there is a central point that I could probably direct people to, which is easier. We use Linktree. If anyone's aware of that, if they type in Linktree with a / and then just type the mighty GF, it will take you to a page where you can get everything: the YouTube, Instagram, the Facebook page, and beyond. So all the expected platforms, Spotify, iTunes, etc. And we're also on Bandcamp as well, which I feel is important to pass on, because the platform is hugely supportive of unsigned and independent acts. So if people get the opportunity and want to have a bit more of a listen, the stuff is now available on Bandcamp as well. And I think it's just a simple case of going onto the app or the website or whatever, and just putting on, just typing in the Mighty George Farmer, and the stuff will come up.
And what we'll do after we played your track, we'll tweet out links to all your social media, your Bandcamp and all that kind of stuff. And I can just say as well, if you want to download from Bandcamp, do it on a Friday, so the band gets all the money. We've said this before, Bandcamp Fridays, it is really, really important. So if you check out our social media pages, you'll find links to all the streaming playlist and all that kind of stuff from the Mighty George Farmer. And I've got to ask you as well, Sully, any gigs in the book, anywhere we might be seeing you live?
Yeah, we've got quite a bit lined up over the coming months. So Saturday the 6th of May, we are part of a festival over in Manchester, which is being run at Retro, which, if anyone knows, is quite near to the main train stations, Oxford Road and Piccadilly. So well worth coming over to Manchester on Saturday the 6th. I think our set is about 5:30. And then more locally to Liverpool, Thursday the 18th of May at Prohibition Studios. I'm going to be playing a solo acoustic set, and supported by a name that many people listening will know, Lawrence Petra Allen is going to be performing as well. Very much looking forward to that one, because I feel I'll have the opportunity to explain some of the background to a lot of the songs. Pretty much everything I've written, there is a story to it. There is a meaning to the lyrics, and it's just nice to be able to have the opportunity to give some of the background to the songs, and I think people might connect a little bit more. So very much looking forward to that gig. More locally to us, we've got an event at the Stanley Club in Bersco, which is being run by Bevo Promotions. There's 3 bands that night: Atty Cast Brother and ourselves. And then the big weekender, this is all leading up to, we're down in Brighton on the 16th of June. On the 17th, we're up at the Dublin Castle in Camden Town in support of AKA Noel Gallagher. And on the 18th of June, we play the Casimir Stockroom in Liverpool with support from Poppy Coyle and Casino Club. So that puts you fully in the picture on what we've got coming up over the next couple of months. It'd be great to see people there and hopefully get a few more supporters on board.
You've got quite a busy run there, and don't forget, if you check out our social media pages, I'll put links to where you can get tickets for the local dates, information about the dates down in London, Brighton, all that kind of stuff. So again, check out our social media. You'll find all the links and all the information about the mighty George Farmer, where to check him out live, all that great stuff. But Sully, sadly, it's come to that time of the afternoon. I'm going to pass it back to you. Do you want to introduce your track for us?
Yeah, so this was released on the 21st of November 2022. It's from the Passion and Facts album, and this is the mighty George Farmer with Let's Have a Drink.
When the world is spinning so fast and you feel powerless, when you feel you've lost touch, 'cause it's all become too much. Get your coat on and get a move on. I'll meet you down the pub.